It was the summer of 2017, and I was at this one shopping center. You know what? I'll even put up which one I was at because I live thousands of miles away from that now. So it's cool. I'll put it up right here. And I was there to get a PlayStation 4. And at this time, I was 10 years old, gang. So my mom, she pulls out this huge stack of money in Indian rupees, bro. And that stack, I've never seen that much money in my life because I was like 10 years old, and she just casually pulls it out, hands it to the motherfucker, and I get my PS4. You know what I'm saying? And this was like top 10 days of my life probably at that time. You know what I'm saying? You know how it was when you got your first like console that you really wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I get home that day and I unbox it, and it was like Christmas but in summer, gang. Fast forward a couple of months and I've just stopped playing on my PlayStation by this point. I don't know why, I just did. I was more into cricket and more like outdoor sports at the time. I used to play with my huge friend group I had back then. But one day I was chilling on my iPad. You know what I'm saying? I was an iPad kid when I was like 11, bro. And I seen this one game posted by this dude called Ninja, bro. And this dude was getting mad views. So I get back on my PlayStation and I see that this game is actually free. So I don't have to spend a dime on it. So I instantly download it, and I was horrible at this game, bro. But I never stopped playing. You know what I'm saying? I was so hooked to it. My cousin came over from another state that he used to live in, and we were playing every single day. And this was around the time when Triple X dropped Question Mark as well. So we were like listening to that, or I was listening to that because I was more into that. You know what I'm saying? And we were just grinding every single day, bro. Fast forward to November of 2018. I finally moved to Australia, gang. And of course, I brought my PlayStation along with me because I was gonna throw a temper tantrum if I didn't get it, because I was addicted by this point. I was addicted to the game. And I remember the first day when I got here, season 7 of Fortnite was just starting. And I remember going to the region settings of the game and switching into Oceania. And it just felt so surreal because when I used to live in India and I saw the ping on the Oceania thing, like next to the game, like if you play Fortnite, you know what I'm talking about, right? So I switched to Oceania and I see 13 MS next to it, which basically means that now I'm like very, very close to the server. Because back in India, when I used to look at that number, it was like 250 or something, because you know the server difference, whatever. So it just felt crazy surreal. The first day I moved here, bro, I grinded for like 8 hours, you know what I'm saying, or even longer probably. And I started making a few friends already. Honestly, it was just me getting carried, and I just started messaging them on PlayStation. I'll put up some text right here of me messaging people when I first moved here so I can get carried, bro. And 2019, honestly, it was also a very, very golden year. By the time the pandemic rolled around, I already have made a huge friend group which I played with every single day. And if you played Fortnite during this time, you would know Chapter 2 Season 2 was dominating. Warzone as well, but I never really played COD, so I can't really speak on that. But me and my friend group, we were playing every single day. We did the usual skipping class and just hopping on the game and just telling the teacher that the Wi-Fi was not working or something like that. And I think a lot of us could relate to that. You know what I'm saying? If you were a gamer during the pandemic, this is what you did. You skipped online classes and you just did your own thing. And 2020, bro, it was a terrible year for the world, but for me, like my friend group, we had a blast, gang. We had such a blast that year, 2020. Probably top 5 years of my life. Know what I'm saying? It was a great time, bro. It was honestly, shit. I'm talking too much about it, but like, it was genuinely a great time. And honestly, by the end of this year, I had gotten myself a very trashy PC. It was terrible. It was a horrible PC. And it wasn't until late 2021 that I actually got myself a beast of a PC. And you could imagine this was during the GPU shortage, so I had to spend a lot of money on this, or I forced my parents to spend a lot of money on this actually. I was 14 years old, bro. But I actually made back that money like really fast because I was fucking crazy at Fortnite by this point. I was a grinder and I was not a tournament player. All I did was bet money against other people, and if I won, I got all their money, and if I lose, I give it to them. And this was actually called wagers back then. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was actually against the rules to play them, but people did it anyways. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up making that money back, bro. And this made me even more addicted to the game because I was 14 years old making all this money from playing the fucking game that I actually enjoy. Know what I'm saying? So it made it really, really hard for me to quit. and I didn't realize that it was actually ruining my life. And unfortunately, I kept doing this for a whole another year until late 2022 when my friend group basically just fell apart. It was sad, you know what I'm saying? But it's like most gaming groups, they eventually fall off and then they all drift apart, whatever. But that's when it hit me that I was low key kind of a fucking loser, you know what I'm saying? I had no friends in real life. All I did was grind the game. I had no social interaction. I barely stepped outside my crib. Know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when it hit me that low key, I had no life, gang. Know what I'm saying? Yes, I made some money off the game, but does it really matter if my quality of life was like horrendous? At that point, it was. It was genuinely terrible. If you seen me in 2022, you would know what I'm talking about. But luckily, this was around the time when I discovered self improvement, started getting into the gym, and slowly but like steadily, I kind of stopped playing games from that point. I basically don't even play it that much nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my thing. So now we are 6 months into 2025. So where am I at, gang? Do I still play video games? Sometimes my friends hop on and I'll play with them, but I'm not consumed in it. I don't do 15-hour days. I don't do this, that, and the third. But in a way, bro, indirectly, getting that PS4, it low-key ruined me. It made me so I don't have any social skills. So I don't have any friends IRL outside of the game. Which, like I said, they can just disappear at any time. Online friendships do not last. You know what I'm saying? In my experience, at least. In my experience, I met my online friend in real life, and that still didn't last. You know what I'm saying, bro? So getting that PS4 indirectly, it low-key ruined me, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. So what was your experience with getting a console? Do you have fond memories of it? I do too, bro. But think about it. Has your life quality gone up since then or gone down?